Greetings, my friends. It's day 5, actually day 6, because it's kind of already, I think, like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I haven't really been filming the last 2 days, mainly because so much stuff was happening and I was preoccupied with other things, and I really have issues with routines and I guess like consistency, especially around things that I either don't want to do or I have a resistance doing them. Now, the things that I don't want to do, I think, like, inconsistency is actually just a sign to actually not attend to that kind of stuff at all anymore, because I do not want to have in my life anymore what I do not love. The resistance is another thing, because resistance usually comes in, when we take some kind of quantum leap and we're resisting to take this next step that would require us to come out of the comfort zone. Yes, and that has been an issue for me. So that video diary in particular, go in public, and especially like go in public with how I have felt the last 2 weeks. I mean that, or how I don't even want to kind of project myself back into the past, but how I felt, for example, this morning. I felt I don't want to be on this planet. I mean, frankly. And then something interesting happened, which I think is the result of the last 2 weeks actively contemplating the power of focus, and that truly my old life is gone, and the only thing what's keeping it alive is my focus towards it. And so what happened, I'm kind of like waking up in this really foul, dark mood, yeah, what one could actually call like, suicidal, only that I didn't really feel like I want to take my life. I just felt like, no motivation to actually be on this earth. What the fuck for? This kind of stuff. And then I decided to actually not pay attention to that anymore. And, it would probably be interesting, let's say, or different if I would be stuck in some kind of like soul-sucking job, and I would kind of like, keep hamster wheeling myself and not paying attention. Then is a whole different story than not paying attention towards feelings that are just ancient echoes of a past that is actually not present anymore. And, to kind of like do emotional release work is one thing. To actually actively attend to stuff that's coming up and erupting and not repressing it. But what I realized in that moment was that this was actually utterly insignificant stuff that didn't require processing. It just required me changing my focus. So I went to do basically my, what one could say, spiritual practice. That means like, I'm doing this breath meditation every morning, which is a very simple breath meditation, 5, 5, 5, 5, dividing basically the breath into 4 parts on the count of 5 each. That is inhale 5, holding 5, exhale 5, holding 5 again. And I've only recently started it. I would kind of like, meditate without using this breath meditation. But because my focus is so intensely now on the breath, so I have started to add that in, and that was like, working wonders for me. Plus like, the explicit breath work that I do, which is like 2 forms of pranayama. And I can maybe, share this at another time, because I want to keep this shut now, closing in, and actually be grateful for that day that I turned around because of actively taking charge of my focus. And that yeah, that is quite a premiere still for me, you know. And so I am saying goodbye, and please remember, wherever your focus goes, that will grow. And that is so true. That is so true. You know, so be very, very conscious, because whatever you're focusing on, you will nurture that and it will become more. Yeah, positive, negative, you decide, or we decide, because we're all sitting in that boat together, don't we? Okay, so I see you today, later on, as I shall be consistently focusing on this daily video blog now. Goodbye. Sending love out into the planet.